Good morning. My name is Susan Giacona, and I am for the bill. And you may have seen in your email, which I understand the music video was sent to you as my song was licensed for their public relations project, not only to increase tourism, but also to bring awareness of the issues with the repairs of the ship. So obviously the project was very special to me because I'm born and bred, I'm Texan to the core. And so doing the project was quite an honor. And then in the process of doing the project, I learned even more about the ship and the history. And I believe still almost every Texas school does a field trip to the ship. And having the ship remain as a tribute to the veterans is extremely important to me as a parent and as a Texan. I have 3 boys, and my 2 youngest boys are going to do an overnight on the ship. And so that is why they asked me here today, because they know how special the project is to me. I hope that you do have a chance to see the music video. Good, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And so again, they asked me here because they know that it's now very personal to me in several ways. My father was also a veteran. And I think that for future generations, it's extremely important to understand what veterans give up for us and what their families sacrifice as well. And that's what the song Walking Away from Heaven was about. And I believe that's my 3 minutes.
Thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. West, we can please state your name, who you represent, and your position on the bill for the record. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Walter West II. Represent both the Republican Party of Texas and most veterans in the state of Texas. Oddly enough, the Battleship Texas, 100 years ago this month, was one of the first ships in World War I to be outfitted with a catapult, a 44-foot wooden platform that shot an airplane, a British airplane. This was retrofitted over in the Atlantic Ocean for World War I. The ship actually represents our response to World War I, German aggression, the Armenian genocide, many of the things that we recognize today. She moved in with different aircraft. And keep in mind, the year that she came about and the years therein to follow was one of the first aircraft carriers in the world were ever made. She was first in the forefront for independence. On a side note, I have a personal relationship with the ship. My father was one of the contractors that helped repair over the years. He was a firefighter and fire marshal in Houston, in the Houston area. He was a fire marshal for Southside Place and died in 1996. I grew up in the 70s and 80s playing on that boat. That boat has creeks and crevices and things of all kinds. If you can imagine being a kid in the 70s, whenever there were no OSHA laws that were really enforceable, I got to play in some of the coolest places. On the flip side, being a U.S. Army veteran, bringing my soldiers here, as well as being a former fire captain in Harris County, I was able to utilize that boat, as is many departments in the industry. We were able to perform confined space rescue practice, training, things like that, boarding the boats, and I currently work hand in hand as a consultant. I work with people like the Harris County Sheriff's Department, and I was actually there the last time she listed back in November of 2017. The Battleship is a staple for the Texas economy. It reminds us of where we came from. It reminds us of the victories, both World War I and World War II. And the other thing is, if you're going to take it to Alabama, the best thing we can ask the foundation to do, and I wholeheartedly recommend somebody like the Battleship Foundation, Battleship Texas Foundation oversee it. Keep in mind, there's many chemical industry partners in the area, and they are able to provide the extra millions of dollars additional once they're asked. It's their chemicals that have been in the water prior to 100 years ago that are also eating away at this ship. So it's not just a natural deal. It's also what's in the water. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. West. And I believe you are a veteran as well?
I am a veteran, and may I add just one thing?
Yes, sir.
One of the planes that flew off of her deck is sitting in Pensacola, Florida right now at the Naval Air Station Museum, It'd be kind of neat if, while she was 200 miles away, we put that plane back on her boat.
Put the two together.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your service, too. Members, are there any questions? Yes, Ms. Gervin
Oh,
Hawkins.
not for these folks, though. I'm sorry. I got a question for the.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to testify on, for, or against Senate Bill 1511? Hearing none, Chair recognizes Chairman Serie A to close, and